In 2019, I accidentally utilised a 130-year-old technique called classical conditioning. This led me to getting top A-level grades even though I had a severe gaming addiction and anxiety so bad that I used to bite and rip at my hands to the point where I was scared of handshaking people because of the wounds that I'd inflicted on myself. In this video, bro, I'm gonna cover classical conditioning and how you can use it in your life to help yourself get disciplined on the right path. Yo bro, my name's Jas and I teach young men the art of self-discipline because it changed my life and it will change yours too. I hope you get here quicker than me and better than I've done. You seem interested, man, so hit that subscribe because it helps me help you. In 2019, I lived in a small flat, so when I'd come home from school, I had to walk past my own room before I can get to the living room where the PlayStation was. And what I used to do, bro, on some days where I knew that I just need to lock in and get the work done, is that I would aggressively get my school bag, throw it on the floor in my room, sit down on my table without going into the living room first because I knew that if I go in there, it's done, I'm gonna play PlayStation. And when I was sat on my desk in my room, I told myself that as long as I study for this much time, like sometimes it'd be an hour, 2 hours, and get this many questions done for my maths test, then I could play PlayStation. But only if I do, like, for example, 30 questions first. And I made the reward really good. I said I could play PS4 for as long as I wanted after that. And without knowing it, bro, this is actually Pavlovian classical conditioning. Because I told my brain that if you do this hard thing, then you can get as much of this nice, easy, beautiful thing, the PlayStation, as much as I want to do afterwards. So there was a scientist called Ivan Pavlov. In the 1890s, he found out about classical conditioning because he'd basically have these dogs where he'd ring the bell and then food would come. And then the dog would eat the food, right? And over the next few days, he would ring the bell, the food would come, blah, 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 over and over again, until one day he'd ring the bell and the dogs would start salivating and thinking that the food's coming, but there would be no food. And then he would basically check this out over the next few days, and every time he rang that bell, the dogs would salivate. So now the dogs were basically conditioned that when the bell rings, they salivate. There's now a direct link between two seemingly unrelating things, the dog salivating and the bell ringing. And it all came because of the classical conditioning. So the way that you could actually use this yourself, bro, is to identify the desired action that you want to do and attach an emotionally charged reward to that thing. You could do this in 3 steps. Step number 1 is to define your goal and extrapolate the high leverage 20% task that will give you the result of that goal. Let me explain. If your goal is to get a 6-pack, the high leverage of 1 or 2 things that you can do, the 20% of things that will get you the 80% of results are eat a clean diet and hit the gym really flipping hard. So once you've determined that those are the highest leverage things that you need to do to achieve your goal, you need to write it down, bro. And the thing is, you're gonna forget that I even said to write it down after you click off this video. So I think you should just jump off the video real quick now and just write it down in your phone notes. Just write down, okay, here's my goal. Here's the high leverage actions. Step number 2, make that high leverage task a daily habit. So you need to basically have a set time for that task and surround the task by the same like 2 or 3 habits that you could do before or after. So let's say you wake up in the morning and you brush your teeth first thing. Then just think, okay, straight after I brush my teeth, I'm just gonna go and do that habit. And then straight after that habit, I'm gonna go and do the same thing that I would usually do. So let's say it's the gym again, right? You brush your teeth, you put your gym clothes on, and then you go to the gym. Then you come back from the gym, take the clothes off, hit the shower. That could be like the habit sandwich that you could do. You need to surround the good habits by the same thing so that your brain actually gets fully conditioned into doing that thing at the same time every single day. Let's say your timing gets thrown off one day and you wake up a little bit later. As long as you still brush your teeth and put the gym clothes on, your brain and your body know what's about to come next, regardless of the timing. And then you can be primed to hit the gym workout even harder, and you won't need the motivation because your body has formed the association with putting the clothes on, brushing your teeth, with actually going to the gym. Step number 3 is to attach an emotionally charged reward to the good habit. So if it's the gym again, why don't you attach the emotionally charged reward as having a really nice hot bath with beautiful massage style soap or whatever they call it, like that Radox stuff. If you live in the UK, you know what I mean, bro. I'll give you a couple examples so that hopefully something sticks and you can take this on board and you can actually go and use this straight after this video. So let's say you want to do some sort of like high leverage task and you're going to work on your laptop for the next 2 hours. If you can't simply get yourself to go and sit down and get the work done, attach a small reward to it, like a bite of chocolate or something. So when you sit down, you can actually have like a flipping small piece of chocolate just to get yourself to get going and get into the mode, because that reward will get you motivated to actually go and do it. Bro, the thing is, people will tell you like, oh, like just like do the work and force yourself to do it without like any external reward. But sometimes to start the good habits and actually get into the flow where your brain begins to appreciate the value of doing these good habits, you do need to incentivize yourself a bit. If you begin to help your brain make the association of eating a small bar of chocolate with then doing 2 hours of hard, dedicated, focused work, and that focused work gets you your dream career, I think the payoff is worth it. And sooner or later, you're gonna not need that chocolate anymore, but we'll come to that in a second. Another one is using something like ambient music. If you want to go and study for like an hour, let's say, you could just put on some ambient nice music, something that doesn't really have lyrics. Like bro, the other day, literally when I was writing the script for this video, I've literally written like what I was listening to at the time. I was listening to Hindi classical music from like the 70s, 80s. Because I don't speak English, it doesn't affect my ability to write the script in English, right? And I think you should do something similar. Just have some ambient music in the back, because it does prime your brain to just like get the work done. And it gives you that extra little bit of an emotionally charged reward to make the hard work and effort worth it. Now look, my key rule with this stuff is that you're walking a fine line if you're doing Pavlovian conditioning, because you're attaching something of pleasure to something really hard. So I don't want you to get to the point where like you need a chocolate bar to do your work, and that if it ain't there, you're not going to do it. I want you to start associating not only like the pleasurable thing that you're going to do to start the work, but also the result of the work. So you need to start understanding that doing the work itself and finishing that task is the good thing. So in the gym, don't just like go to the gym and F around for an hour. Go and do like, let's say 6 sets of shoulders. And then after you've completed the 6 sets, that's something you can actually tick off on your tracker, right? So my tracker is basically just an Apple Notes page on my phone where I can have checkboxes. I can literally just check off what I've done for the day, and that's my level of reward. And then I don't even need like music to work, for example. Sometimes I put it on like when I was writing the script, but bro, 90% of the time now I'm just in silence. I don't need any sort of conditioning to get my work done, because I've conditioned my mind instead to like tick off the result at the end. And that's why you need to give yourself output based end goals. So not just like, oh, study for an hour, but it needs to be complete a past paper within 1 hour, and then you can tick off, okay, I've completed past paper. Because if you just write down I'm going to study for an hour, bro, you could end up like going onto a new tab and like low-key just watching something on YouTube for about 15 of those minutes, and then only studying for 45. Does that make sense? And even that 45 minute of studying, right, if you watch a YouTube video before, you've actually like destroyed your focus for the next half an hour, and you won't be able to get into that flow state. But if you're able to have a task, be able to check it off, and take that like notes page and show someone, look, this is what I've done for the day, that's an output based reward. And that's when you've started to condition your mind to actually like completing the hard work, and that's when you can wean yourself off using pleasurable things to begin the work. But because your mind has now begun to like doing the work itself, it will just automatically be able to do it without any external stimuli. I've given you the literal easiest starting blueprint, bro. Discipline is not supposed to be something that's ultra hard and requires so much of your mind and willpower, bro. At first, it's a little bit difficult, but once you get over that starting hurdle, it's so easy. You build the momentum and you just start to just do the work for fun, man. Especially when you begin to cut down on your bad habits. But I urge you to just stay on the path of discipline and don't stray off. Even when people come up to you and say like, oh, what are you doing? Like, bro, why don't you come out with us for a drink? You're being antisocial. Don't do it, man. Because you know that your goals are more important. You know that you're not meant to be one of these normal guys who just goes out, drinks, and does all these stupid things. You're made for more. You're made to be the guy that actually achieves the goals that he set out to go for. Because bro, no one does this stuff. No one actually like sets a goal and then genuinely achieves it. You know, so many guys that just like yap about like, yeah bro, I'm locking in, I'm gonna start like Amazon FBA and trading, and I'm gonna be that guy, I'm gonna actually escape the like 9-to-5 rat race, bro, I'm gonna get that 6-pack, I'm gonna be that guy. But they never even seem to make the first step. It's because their mind is conditioned for the easy habits, and they will never let go of those easy habits. But you've actually clicked on a video about personal development and discipline and improving your life. And now I've given you the blueprint, bro. You can take this away and actually implement it. I'm so happy for you, man. Because this path genuinely changed my life. Like, I was, such a mediocre student in 2nd and 3rd year of uni that my grades were slipping, man. I was averaging like 50-60%, and I'm sitting there thinking that I should be a first class student. And bro, I had to lock it in that last year. So literally this past year, 2025, and the end of 2024, I had to really lock it in and get disciplined, destroy my bad habits. I deleted all social media in December 2024, and I went all in on the good habits, doing nearly 10 good habits a day, and I had a clear goal, bro. I wanted to get first class in my 4th year final like group dissertation, bro. And the thing is, I got that, but I got so much more as well. I didn't just write that first class dissertation, I graduated as an award-winning engineer. The vice chancellor of my university, like, bro, most people don't even know who they are, but she came right up to me and my family, and for about like literally 10-15 minutes, she was glazing me in front of my family. She's like, this guy, like, he's like my right hand student. I know that he's been helping other students with their grades. He's been like a pivotal point of contact for engineers and everything like that at my uni, bro. And that's because I was actually just like going into uni every day for that final year, making my final year project, like building it by hand, writing it every day, helping other people where they needed help, and just being a good guy, right? But this all started from me being a mediocre average student who didn't even attend lectures. But I had to get rid of those bad habits first in order to make the good habits even possible. And I can't lie, bro, you have to internalize the fact that remaining mediocre means that you will die with some sort of regret. I don't want you to be on a deathbed when you're 80 years old and look at your kids and say, like, I hope that you guys create something of yourselves, because I couldn't do it for myself. I couldn't achieve my goals. I couldn't let go of my vices. Don't die with any regrets, bro. And it all starts now. I know that seems far away, but you are the same guy that's going to be on that deathbed one day. You're setting the foundations now. You're probably in your late teens, your 20s. You need to get it done now, bro. You need to become the guy that you wanted to always be. You need to be the man that really like sets the foundation for his family and is able to lead his like wife and kids, and people look up to you in your community. You're that jacked guy who's got a calm demeanor, who actually hits his goals, is at a high level in his career, makes a good amount of money. I want you to achieve your goals, bro, and I want you to get on this disciplined path with me. So implement the 3-step system that I've shown you in this video to start getting on your path, man. And look, I've got 2 links in the description. They're both just further learning for you, basically, for your personal development. One of them is an opportunity to get into my one-to-one coaching. We can jump on a free call, see if we vibe, see what the fit's like. If you want to jump on that, you can jump on that. Or you can check out my 5-phase training program, bro. It's designed to get you from 0 to 100 with discipline, and it's something that you can consult at any point in your life. Literally, these videos that I've made there is designed in such a meticulous fashion to get you to where you need to be to achieve your goals for real, man. I've put a lot of thought and effort into that. It's the pathway of the tiger, and it's my best work. With that, bro, click on the next video and sweat or regret, man. I'm out.